How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and play a game from Days of Wonder that puts you in the land of a thousand tales, where you're a part of a caravan traveling across the city, gathering resources and recruiting the gens along the way. Let's take a look at 5 Tribes by Days of Wonder. Alright, let's go over how to set up 5 tribes. Now, in this game, you and your friends basically each have a caravan, and you're going around the town, you're trying to get people from point A to point B, all the while activating the special abilities on each of the spaces. You're collecting resources, you're gathering up the gens, and you're trying to accumulate the most points at the end of the game. Now, each player will pick a color, and they will get 8 of these adorable Cameeples along with a turn marker that they will use to signify where they are in turn order. Next, you will shuffle up the tiles that comprise the city, and you will lay them out in a 6x5 grid. Once you're done with that, you will shuffle up the Djinn deck, deal out 3 Djinns to start. You will shuffle up the resource deck and deal out 9, which can be anything from a numerous amount of goods all the way to helper cards that will allow you to get special abilities taken care of a little bit easier instead of using valuable meeples along the way. Then you will reach into this meeple bag and you will pull out 3 meeples and you will put them on one space, and you will do this to fill up the entire board. Finally, each player will get 50 gold to start off with. Now, there are gold coin tokens in the game itself, but I'm using the Roxley Iron Clays because, you know what, these are very fancy and everything. They look real nice, and plus, I like the way these feel. Roxley, by the way, if you are watching this video for some reason, definitely keep me in mind for your next marketing thing for any gaming accessories or games you may have in your library. Once everything is set up, you'll be ready to begin the game. Now, once the village is completely full of villagers, each player has their own little helper mat here that gives you the turn orders and what each of the meeples do, along with what the spaces do and what the Djinns do. And each player has their 50 gold. You are ready to begin the game. Now, the main focus of the game is to go from point A to point B, where you're dropping meeples off along the board, ending your final movement where somebody is waiting for that villager, pretty much. And depending on the color of the villager, the meeple, depends on what ability you get. So for example, say if I start here in the corner and I go 1, 2, I pick up the blue ones. Now you pick up every one of a color that you land on in that final space. So in this case, there were 4 blue meeples. These are your builders. Now what these do is that you will get the number of meeples times the number of blue spaces around where you just picked up from. You get that in gold. So I have 3 blue spaces around this area. Times that by 4, that's a big 12 coin payday in gold for me. Now, also in a case you are able to empty off a space from the last meeple, because of the picking up of meeples, or another way, which we'll go into in a minute, you can lay your Cameeple down on that space to claim it for yourself to get points at the end of the game. Now, that's your builders. Next one, let's say we go from here, and actually, we'll go right here. Pick up these guys again. Go 1, 2, 3. You pick up these 2. These green ones are your merchants. What this does is that for each one you have, you get to pick up the next one in line in the resource row. So in this case, I would pick up the first 2. Now say if these 2 were gone, it would be these 2 that would be the first 2. And this always will refill at the end of each turn. So don't worry about it. You'll be able to get your hands on them later on down the line. Let's say white. Since I'm already there, why not? So we're going to lay this 1, 2, 3. We're going to pick up these white meeples here. These are your elders. Now basically these are worth 1 point at the end of the game. Or excuse me, 2 points in the end of the game. I'm confusing them with the viziers. They're worth 1 point. But what these do is that you have these in front of you throughout the entire duration of the game. These are worth 2 points at the end of the game, but you can use 2 of these or 1 of these and a helper card when you land on these spaces here to be able to summon a Djinn from the Djinn lineup. You put it in front of you. You have special abilities that the Djinn gives you, but also gives you points at the end of the game. All right, so let's say if we go from here to here, we're going to pick up the yellow ones. Now the yellow ones are the viziers. Now these are the ones that just got messed up with the elders, but you know what? It happens. The viziers, basically you get 1 point per vizier you have in front of you at the end of the game, plus you get 10 points if you have the majority of the viziers in front of all players. So you're able to score an additional 10 points if you have the most viziers. Now, it's a little bit tricky because sometimes there's going to be ways that people can take out the viziers that are in front of you. Okay, finally, let's say if we pick up from here. We go 1, we go 2, and we go 3. We pick up these 2. Now the red ones are the assassins. Now these are ones that can actually get you some extra spaces along the way, but they can also pick off meeples that your opponents are not going to like. So you can either take the assassin meeples, and you can basically take out one meeple within a straight line of that space. The number of spaces depends on how many assassins you pick up. So for example, in this one too, I can shoot 2 this way, this way, this way, or this way. Now, let's say this one only has 1 meeple on it. If I was able to take this one out, I can automatically put a meeple on it and gain that spot for my own. Now that you've seen how each one of the meeples activates when they move, let's go over the spaces real quick. So if you end your movement on a space with either this 3 here, 1 of 3, or 6, 2 of 3, basically you're trying to pay to get resources from the lineup. For this one, you pay 3 gold to get 1 of the first 3, or you pay 6 to get 2 of the first 6 cards in the lineup. Now, if you land on one of these spaces here that has the mythical genie lamp, what that means, you could use an elder and a helper, or 2 elders to summon a djinn to help you along the way. You'll be able to grab one of the djinns here in the lineup, put it in front of you, and they'll be able to help aid you in your exploits throughout the city. If you land on a spot with a palace, that means you get to add a palace to that location. That will give that location more points if anybody has claimed it at the end of the game. Same thing for the palm trees. You're able to spring up an oasis along the way to help make those spaces worth a little bit more at the end of the game. Now, the way you determine how the play turn goes is that you bid. So each player will be looking at the board trying to figure out exactly what would be the best play for them to start off the game. In the 3-player game setup, which what we're going to be having, let's say orange player sees something but doesn't know exactly how he's going to get there. They're going to go 3. The blue player definitely sees something that they want to get. They'll bid 5. The pink player does not see anything. They're going to see how everything unfolds. They're going to go 0. Now, if one of these wanted to go 0 instead, then this would just get pushed up. So bidding is a little bit tricky on this game, because if you bet 0, yes, you're saving money, because if you bet higher than 0, you're going to have to put gold in to pay to be able to explore the city first. But if you bid 0, somebody bids 0 ahead of you or behind you, they're going to push you back, and you're going to be waiting a little bit longer to take your turn. Once the bidding is done, then you'll just be paying whatever you bid, and that will be the turn order. And then from the first player, they will gather up meeples from one spot they would like to move into. You move, you activate the meeples, you activate the spaces, and play will continue that way until there are no more moves left, or one person has already used up all 8 of their meeples to gain all those spaces that they have landed on and cleared throughout the game. And from that point, you use a handy score sheet to help you score everything at the end of the game, whether it be the amount of gold you have, the number of viziers, the number of elders, the djinns, the number of palm trees that you have been able to gather throughout the game, palaces, your meeple spaces that you have claimed, the points at the very top left, right here, that you'll add up. And then the market area, depending on the number of goods you have, it depends on how much you are able to get at the end. So if you have just 1 good, it's only 1 gold, but you've been able to diversify and get all 9 different ones, then you're getting a whopping 60 gold. Once everybody is totaled up, the player with the most points wins. And that's how you play 5 Tribes by Days of Wonder. Well, there you have it. That is 5 Tribes by Days of Wonder, and it is a simple and easy game to learn, but hard to master, because not only will each and every time you play, the city will be different, the meeples will fall where they may, and you may or may not get the desired results of where they travel to. But now the game is set up, we're getting ready to show our friend Hani how to play this great game, and hopefully you enjoy this new layout of how I do the video. Reason why I'm doing this is because since we have our game nights now and we're showing Hani a brand new world of gaming, I wanted to show you how I'm setting everything up and how I'm going to show her how to play. And hopefully it helps you out when you're wanting to add this game to your collection, or if you already have it in your collection, it's just been a while since you played and you may need a refresher. Hopefully this video helps you out and get ready for your next game night. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know that House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs. So until next time, everyone, stay safe and take care, my friends.